Mr. Chair.
Oh, thank you. Call to order the Rice Creek Watershed District Board of Managers regular meeting. It is Wednesday, September 24th, 2025, 9 a.m. We are in the Mounds View City Hall Council Chambers. All managers, except Steve Wagman, we'll talk about that in a second, are present. Steve Wagman is on the Zoom meeting, auditing it today. He will, because it's the Zoom, he will not be able to directly participate, but we appreciate his attendance. And with that, I'd like to set, we have one change to the agenda. Administrator Dick Thomas,
Yes.
would you please tell us what that new item is?
Yes, staff would like to add a new action item 4. We'll call it New Brighton 2022-2024 Grant Awards.
With that change, can I have a motion to accept the agenda?
So moved, Mr. Chair.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, none. All right, that gets us open mic. Any Rice Creek Watershed District resident may address the board in his or her individual capacity for up to 3 minutes. On any matter not on the agenda, speakers are requested to come to the podium, state their name and address for the record. Additional comments may be solicited and accepted in writing. Generally, the Board of Managers will not take official action on items discussed at this time, but may refer the matter to staff for a further report or direct that the matter be scheduled on an upcoming agenda. Not seeing anyone present, and since our Zoom meeting members are auditing only, we will move on to approving of the minutes.
Mr. Chair, let's go ahead and take care of that. I move that we approve the minutes from the September 8, 2025 workshop and the September 10, 2025 regular meeting.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None. Patrick, I believe that gets us to you in the consent agenda.
That's me, President Bradley, Board of Managers. Good morning. Staff have 2 applications for your consideration today. Happy to answer any questions.
Any questions of Patrick? Now, if we could have a motion, please.
Yes, Mr. Chair, I move to approve the consent agenda as outlined in the table of contents in accordance with Rice Creek Watershed District Engineers' finding and recommendations, CAPRAC 25-053 and 25-077, dated September 16th, 2025.
Is there a second?
Mr. Chair, I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, moving right along, I believe this gets us to the 2026 Stormwater Management Grant Program.
That is correct. President Bradley, Board of Managers, Will is here to discuss this item with you.
Welcome, Will.
Thank you. Good morning, President Bradley and Board of Managers. Today, staff is requesting authorization to release the 2026 Stormwater Management Grant Program and those corresponding documents. Those draft documents are included in your board packets. Those consist of the request for proposal letter, the program guidelines, application form, the grant agreement template, and then 2 new documents, those being the pre-application form as well as the grant payment request form. Just to quickly, for the program guidelines and the application form, there is some new updated and proposed language by staff that I'll just go over briefly here. On the starting with the program guidelines on page 40 of the packet, under section 1 application, there is an expansion of some pre-existing language regarding the pre-application meeting requirement. Here, staff is just setting a firm date for potential applicants to have their pre-application meeting scheduled by November 4th. Under section 2, proposal review schedule, it's just been updated to include that pre-application deadline. Under section 3, funding availability, Here, it's been updated to reflect the $400,000 increase in the program budget. There's also some proposed language here that states maintenance of an existing BMP solely for the purpose of restoring to original function would not be eligible for funding under the program. Basically just stating that if an applicant who is looking to just do routine maintenance of a BMP they're already obligated to perform, not eligible for cost share dollars. However, if an applicant wanted to do retrofit or similar improvements to that BMP, that's something the district would be willing to discuss with them. Under section 4, application scoring, just a minor adjustment here in 2 of the categories. The score for prioritization has been increased from 15 points to 20 points, and cost effectiveness has been adjusted from 20 points to 15 points, just to keep everything at an even 100 point. And then under section 8, property ownership, this is some language that was proposed by the CAC. Basically just that in the event we have a proposal that would be constructed entirely on private property, the district has the discretion to request a maintenance declaration of maintenance for stormwater for that feature, just to ensure that continuing maintenance and upkeep of that investment of public dollars is continued should the property change ownership. And then for the new proposed language in the application form, that is under section 11 on page 47. So here this is some language added by both staff and the CAC. The staff proposed language is just requesting that the applicant provide details on what the lifespan of their proposed feature is, just for some additional consideration during that scoring and review process. And then the CAC language has basically just asking for a bit more detail on how an applicant determined that their proposed project is the most cost-effective option.
So, Will, I think I heard you say that the deadline for pre-apps was November 4th. Is it not?
November 14th,
I
yes.
thought so. That one we did correct for the record. That's fine. When do you expect this to go out?
Should the board approve today, I would be looking to get everything probably sent out by either end of this week, which would be the 26th, or early next week.
Any other questions? Can we have a motion to?
There are 2 proposed motions.
Okay, and we're gonna those.
Page 37, bottom.
With that, would you care to make a motion for us?
Oh, my.
Oh, my.
Mr. President, I move to authorize the staff to initiate the 2026 Stormwater Management Grant Program and to notify potential applicants of funding availability by publishing the attached request for proposals.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Mr. President, I'll move to approve the HEI Task Order 2025-017 for engineering review of the 2026 Stormwater Management Grant Program applications and delegate signature authority to the administrator on the advice of council.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Any discussion?
I would just note here, Mr. Chair, that we have heard this at one of our workshops, so we've had time to review it. And then secondly, I was at the CAC meeting when this was reviewed, and they will I appreciate the way staff has come back with the addressing their concerns. So again, thanks to the CAC for adding another layer of review to this process.
Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Passes. Well, thank you for your good work. Thanks to the CAC.
Thank you.
Thank you.
President Bradley, next on the agenda is Resolution 2509, supporting Rice Creek Watershed District State Bonding Request for the Jones Lake Project, and David's here to address that.
Welcome, David.
Thank you, President Bradley, Board of Managers. Yes, this morning we have Resolution 2509 in support of the Jones Lake project. This is a project the district has been working diligently on for the last long while now. And the district, along with assistance from our district engineer, have submitted a bonding bill request to the state legislature for 2026. Part of that process is we have submitted the application, and the final edits to the application are due on October 17th. And so right now we don't have any planned real edits to it, but rather we're collecting letters of support resolutions from folks to include with that package. We've requested it from the city of New Brighton as well as the city of Roseville, which we've had previously, and now we are updating it to include the new bonding bill request amount, factoring in the MPCA grant that was awarded. And so there is a proposed resolution in your packet to formally say that the board is also in support of this bonding bill request, and it's not just staff requesting the money. And so we thought it was important to include that from our board as well.
David, I understand there was a tour of various projects. Would you bring us up to date on that?
Yes, so I believe it's scheduled the week before Thanksgiving, it's middle of November. Wednesday to Friday are the dates. We don't have a specific time or date yet, but we have been requested to be a stop on the bonding bill tour. And so that'll be a relatively brief stop. We'll figure out exactly what that looks like. We've talked about potentially having the stop actually be at Hanson Park as being, you know, a sister project to this, and actually having something to look at as far as the access to Jones Lake isn't great at the time. So we'll discuss that further, but yeah, that is on the schedule.
Mr. Chair, also, there is a letter of support from the Ramsey County League of Cities.
Great.
And David has done an excellent job presenting to them. So
Any other
we've got that in our
questions?
packet.
Mr. President, David, would you explain a little bit more about the tour, like who's on it, where's the bus start, where's it end, you know?
I do not personally have that detail. I don't know if Nick knows. I know he's been in communication with the folks.
Who's
getting
gonna
that
run
set
the
up.
tour? Is this the legislature?
Yes.
Correct.
So we had a tour like this a few years ago. That's why I'm
Okay.
asking about it.
Yeah, I was not involved in that. I don't know
I
personally,
realize
but
that.
yeah.
We went for a ride on the bus and had sandwiches.
Sure.
And we talked to both the Republicans and the Democrats. So that's kind of what the description is for the audience to understand
Yes.
what will be involved. Hopefully we'll have some of those
Yes,
individuals that were on that tour at that time. For example, Representative Fisher was, he's still a significant player on the environmental committee, and I think Torgelson's no longer, he's kind of in leadership at the time. It was the Republican side, so we had several, both of them, as I recall.
It's my understanding this is a tour of a number of the projects that
Yeah.
are being presented for funding. But we haven't been on a tour before, so we're gleefully assuming that means we've advanced somewhat.
Yes.
We have no idea if that's really true,
Well,
but that's our sense.
last time we were on the tour, it's gotta be 5-6 years ago.
Well, that was, I don't know, I thought that was a Metro Mod tour. I don't.
Well, it could be, but what we were talking,
Yeah.
we were on the bus and talking to them about this particular project at that
Yeah,
time.
at that time.
And it made a point of, at least I did, to open my mouth and started to ask for money, you know, so,
The best time to do it is when you've got someone.
yeah, we had them available there.
President Bradley,
Yes, please.
Board of Managers, yes, the details you're sharing are correct. This is for the state bonding. We do not have the details yet. We were just invited to participate because we were asking for the funding. And as soon as we have those details, we'll share them and also share them out with our elected representatives to ensure they know we're on the tour and it's of great importance to our citizens and the board.
And Mr. President, just to be sure, when you speak about elected representatives, we talk about all of them from all the counties that are involved. We want to be involved in, so that we, even though they might not be on the particular committee, we want them to be aware because it's important. That's how you
Yes.
get the $5 million like Forest Lake did.
So, Mr.
Yes.
Chair, I'm ready to
Go
propose
ahead,
the
please.
resolution.
Thank you.
Okay. I offer the following resolution and move its adoption, Resolution 2025-09, Rice Creek Watershed District Board of Managers, resolution supporting Rice Creek Watershed District state bonding request for the Jones Lake project.
Mr. Chair, I'll
Since-
second
And
that.
since this is 6.5 million, 6.4 million, now
6.8.
therefore be resolved that the Rice Creek Watershed District Board of Managers support the Rice Creek Watershed District's request for state bonding in the amount of 6.84 million for the final phase of the construction of the Jones Lake project.
And I will second that. Any discussion?
No, I was just seconding her motion. I
Oh,
wasn't
very good.
sure if we were.
I'm sorry.
No, no, no,
Second choice.
please. Nope,
Give her
it's just
credit.
fine. We're all on the same page.
All right.
That's the important part.
So I'll do a roll call. Bradley, yes. Robertson?
Aye.
Wagaman is not voting, he's absent. Waller?
Yes, yay. Positive, whatever you want to say.
Yay.
I want the money.
That's what it says there, yay. Wyant?
Yay.
Okay. Passes 4 with one abstention. One absence, excuse me.
Oh, my goodness.
All right.
Thank you.
David, I think you're up next.
President Bradley, I'll handle the next one, but certainly if you have questions for David for this as well, we can do that. This is on, third action item is District Professional Development Assistance for David Petrie. This is on page 60 of your packet. This agenda item seeks future reimbursement of David in his role as Rice Creek's project manager for professional development. As you likely know, the district supports its employees in professional development. That includes educational assistance. This is similar to what other supports public and private entities offer, whether that be conferences, state-sponsored training, and those types of things, and we budget accordingly for that. You do have this in your employee handbook on section 4.11, professional development. That is within the packet as well. Consistent with policy, as administrator, I reviewed the support that's being requested here, and the policy requires that the next step is to bring it to the board. What David is pursuing is an online project management certificate through the University of Minnesota's College of Continuing and Professional Studies Project Management Program. His education and experience support the district's various needs in his project manager position. This education effort is undertaken during the normal workday. It's 12 to 13 courses, again online, to obtain that certificate. The future reimbursement is not to exceed a total of $4,860, and that's based on the current published courses and costs. The courses are applicable to the district's needs in the program. The reimbursement in the policy requires satisfactory course completion. It makes references to grades. In this case, securing the certificate is by course completion. No grades are assigned to that. And then reimbursement would be as typical through the accounts payable, the check register. All the program courses have independent utility and review and value to the district's work. And staff recommends support for his effort here, approval of the reimbursement of the cost for course completion. David and I have discussed the district's needs as he holds a position with the district for his focused attention on district work and the potential to quote-unquote stay late or address special situations that may be required. David's here if you have questions for him or I, and there is a board proposed motion on the bottom of page 60.
Yeah, Mr. President, I'll move to approve the reimbursement of the University of Minnesota College of Continuing and Professional Studies Project Management Program course supporting project management certificate when Mr. Petrie demonstrates successful completion of each course with a certificate of the course completion.
Is there a second?
Mr. Chair, I'll second that with the caveat. I wonder, do we need to add the language regarding the reimbursement amount not to total or not to exceed that total of 4860 that's not written into the resolution?
I will accept that friendly amendment. Yes, please.
Good catch.
Sorry.
No.
All right, any discussion?
Mr. President.
Yes.
So I just encourage you to, as I have encouraged, I think you're the third one that's used this program now, I reckon. I might be wrong here, but.
I think you're correct.
Huh?
I believe you're correct, yes?
Yeah. And so I just also, when you complete this, just in case somebody hasn't informed you, the Hamlin University has a wonderful public administration school, which courses have been used by our members before. It's always good to have a public administration background.
Looking forward for your future.
Yes.
Appreciate that.
John wants to be your life coach.
There you go.
Well, well, let's not get carried away here.
Could do worse.
Yeah.
Any further questions or discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Congratulations.
Thank you, appreciate it.
I think it's marvelous. Thank you actually for doing this for us, because we're gonna benefit too.
Thank you.
Just don't run away after you get there.
Oh, gosh. No, don't use that as a stepping stone away from us. Yes.
President Bradley, Board of Managers, next on your agenda is the new action item 4. This is the new Brighton 2022-2024 grant award. Will is here to speak to the item.
Welcome back.
Good to be back. RCWC staff is looking approval from the Board of Managers to reallocate the grant funds that were awarded to New Brighton for their 2022 stormwater grant to their 2024 stormwater grant project. Shortly after the grants were awarded during that 2022 program year, the city determined that their proposed project site was no longer viable due to some site constraints. They met with district staff at the time to discuss that, and during that meeting, it was another project within the RCWD 2, 3, and 5 suite of projects was identified for the city to pursue instead, which was the project they proposed, applied and received funding for during the 2024 program year. And with there was a notion on the season that in addition to the 2024 grant funds, they would also be able to use the funds they were awarded during 2022. However, there does not seem to be a definitive clear record on that on the district side of things, hence the engagement with the board today. The city has indicated that for their 2024 project, the total construction costs have come out to $617,958.54. Should the board decide to reallocate those 2022 funds, those amounts, along with the funds awarded for 2024, would only come out to about 28% of the total project cost. So with that being less than 50% of total construction cost, staff feels it would still be within alignment with the program guidelines. So it'd be staff's recommendation that the board approve that reallocation of the 2022 grant funds to the 2024 program, and then to delegate signature authority to the district administrator for a revised contract between the city and the district.
So I don't believe we have a document with a
No.
motion in front of us.
That's correct.
So
President,
how much money are we talking about moving so we can put that into the motion?
So the 2022 grant was for $100,000.
I'm sorry, say again.
We say
100,000?
100,000 even?
Even?
Correct, yes.
Okay.
President
I
Bradley?
think I know enough.
Yeah, it could. I'd like to augment
Sure.
Will here. In looking back, I do see that each year the district did budget the 2022 grant award. These would be committed funds that you need to bring forward so that when they demonstrate success in the project, we would pay them out. So that budgeting isn't authorization to spend the money, but we've consistently brought this money forward, would suggest to me that the notion that Will spoke to, that, hey, we were supposed to get both grant amounts for our new project, rings true. So we're looking for the board to add clarity to the record in approving the authorization to move those funds into the project that the city has now completed.
Mr. Jarrett? You said this was all part of the 235 suite of projects. So what is this actually, what was their project that they had proposed?
So the original 2022 project was a flood mitigation project at their public works site. They were going to be constructing a stormwater basin. It is my understanding that the city identified there was some soil contamination on site. So as such, that would not, filtration would not be a good option for that site. The 2024 project was storm sewer improvements along 4th Street Northwest to alleviate flooding along that corridor.
President Bradley, I think Chris could augment.
Sure. So, this is one, that 4th Street project that Will's referencing is one that was specifically identified in the RCD 235 Basic Water Management Plan. And it was one that we also had verified through our model that would actually not only not be problematic downstream in increasing capacity or leaving this more, I don't know if I'd say localized, but the flooding that was in the street area east of where we're looking at that chain, but it also would help with the timing by getting the water out quicker before the bigger flush came in from downstream. So it worked out well with what we're doing, and that was one reason why we supported the funding of that.
Any further questions? All right, if not, I will make a motion that we authorize the administrator, whether action is necessary by the president, to transfer $100,000 from the New Brighton 2022 Stormwater Management Grant to its existing New Brighton 2024 Stormwater Management Grant.
I'll second that.
Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It was done. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thanks to New Brighton. Now we're at the check register?
Yes.
That's correct.
Mr. Chair, I move to approve check register dated September 24th, 2025 in the amount of $363,743.57 and the September interim financial statement prepared by Redpath and Company.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
No opposed? So this gets us to the Twin Cities Army Ammunition Plant slideshow. I had heard about the slideshow that Patrick provided to the CAC, and I thought we were at least as important as the CAC on our agenda.
Perfect.
Patrick, you're up.
All right. I'm sharing the screen, not quite seeing it yet. Maybe I'll try it again.
It's freezing up, so
Oh,
I'll see what Mike has to say.
President Bradley, if it's longer than momentary, maybe you'd like to move on to staff reports and we can
That's fine.
return.
Let's do that. We'll come back.
Thank you.
We've received our staff reports. Any comments or questions?
They've been busy.
This is when we do, this is when we ask Chris. Chris, is your report in here too?
Nope, not, that's
That's
not
later.
today.
Very
Yep,
good. So then we're up to October calendar.
correct. That's on page 122 of the packet, the very last page.
Manager Robertson, I see this is one that you did. You're now on.
Yes, and just again, a quick thank you for the flexibility with my manager colleagues here to reshuffle those dates, so thank you for that.
Not a problem. Okay, nothing else? I guess we're administrator updates.
Yes, President Bradley, Board of Managers, I'll share with you that I did attend the Minnesota Association of Watershed Administrators the other day. Big topic of discussion is paid family leave, the new Minnesota state law, and how the various entities are coming into compliance, or the district will be in compliance. I look forward to bringing that to you. Lots of details there. We're working with our broker for benefits, short-term leave, long-term leave. I see Manager Robertson nodding. I'm sure you're having that at the city as well.
Yeah, and in our own private businesses as well, so.
Yeah,
There's a
certainly.
lot of complexities
Yep,
between the private and public market options, so.
agreed. Some discussion about the changes in the logistics at the annual trade show coming up in December. So they're looking to improve that. Number of other minor things. I'll share with you that the West Pine Street culvert was lowered to its ASIC on Monday. You'll recall that the district had defined the ASIC on the No County Ditch 102232. We did have that replacement application under WACA, which was modified, if you will, to a no loss. The board did approve that, and so we had an approved plan that was indeed what was installed or done on site. Consistent with the plan, we did have members out there, including Houston Engineering, to survey immediately and know that we're placing it at the right elevation. Obviously, this has garnered a lot of attention from our citizens and our cities, so we wanted to get it right. And that interest and concern, I would say, continues with folks. I'll continue to engage City of Columbus, City of Lino Lakes, make sure they're aware of where we're at. That is all I have.
Manager Waller?
No report.
Manager Weiner?
Thank you. I last week attended the Clean Water Council tour up in the Mississippi Headwaters area, which is all very fascinating because land use is certainly different at that point. Was also noted that up there they have those one watershed, one plans, and everybody has now completed, all the areas have now completed their one watershed, one plans. However, there are no watershed districts up there. So it's a different way of organizing the multiple counties that are within a watershed, the boundaries of a watershed district. So that's always informative as opposed and compares to what happens within the metro area where we do have designated watersheds. So I have information about that. It was great to see the headwaters of the Mississippi and then finish the tour down here at the Expanse. As you know, I have served on the Clean Water Council for the last 5 years as the watershed representative. And as of January 1st, I'm resigning that position, and Andy, his last name I'm forgetting, who's a watershed manager from
Southern Minnesota.
Southern Minnesota, will be holding that seat and will do an excellent job, I think, as the run-up to the reauthorization of the legacy amendment, having an administrator who knows firsthand of how those funds are used is a good choice. So that was last week, and then I'm also attending along with several of the staff members here from Rice Creek at the Minnesota Water Resources Conference in 2 weeks. So I'll let you know about that. You also will be seeing a note about all of this in the Minnesota Watershed's upcoming newsletter, which includes the request for you all to get online and do a short survey as we approach the next budget year within the Clean Water Fund.
Anything?
Just as always, happy to be here, sir.
Wow, that's good. I wish I could say the same, but I am happy today. So, I don't have anything either.
All right, let's return to Patrick. Hopefully the connection
Does
is,
not look good. Yeah.
So
no,
we move it to a
Workshop?
workshop? Yeah.
yeah.
Yes, we will.
I do see that cord laying on the floor there. I don't know if,
No,
yeah, not that, something else. Okay,
Zoom is freezing up for some reason.
okay.
Well, in that case, Mr. President, I'll move we adjourn the meeting after we've moved this to the workshop.
Mr. Chair, I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Technology.
Thank you all.